like legit deals. I did not graduate with honors. When they said my name, they said, Derek Sherburne, couldn't get your diploma. So, good for Lo, congratulations, it's exciting. Lo is graduating with her BA in Gender, Women, and Sexuality Studies, a lifelong learner with a curiosity that never sleeps, rebellious hair, and a razor-sharp wig. Lo is easy to spot, even easier to love. I'm making this up, there's actually not a script here, believe it or not. Lo's 3 favorite places? The beach, their garden, and their salon, where they make their career dreams come true. One haircut at a time. She's a proud recipient of the Leslie Ashford Feminist Praxis and Education Award, honored for transforming feminist theory into hands-on activism through her salon practice. They've also presented original research on queer flagging and language throughout history at the Student Academic Showcase. A Cancer Sun and Pisces Moon, Lo lives in an ocean of emotion, and they're learning to ride the waves of power and purpose. She's pursuing her certification in psychedelic facilitation and a master's in counseling psychology, determined to harness her intuition in service and collective healing. This diva collide their way to the grip of religion and heteronormativity to become the fierce queer standing before you today. She's not your real dad, and she never will be. But she's more than happy to be your supportive lesbian uncle. So, fabulous. They took destiny into their own hands, and the world had better brace itself. If they can do it, so can you. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Lo Radclyffe.
Woo!
Did you like my improv, Lo? Was it good?
Love the improv.
So good. Do you want a handheld or?
I will put it here.
Perfect, you got it.
Okay. Well, maybe.
It's a little, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, perfect. Hello. Hi, girlies, gays, and nays. What a stunning evening today. Let's give a huge round of applause for our performers this evening. And another one for all the hard work that everyone, including graduates and staff, has put into this graduation and this evening.
Woo! Woo!
Thank you so much for inviting me here to speak with you this evening. Happy graduation, happy pride, and happy becoming to all the bright, bold, soft, sacred parts of you that had to wait for this moment. Because some of us grew up thinking that we had to earn our belonging, that queerness was something you whispered, apologized for, and denied ourselves. And you know what? I did that. And the wildest part, I've always been this loud, this bubbly, this effervescent. I've constantly been a heartbeat behind the scenes, offering encouragement, holding space for everybody else, and lighting every corner I could reach. My mom has always described me as tender-hearted from the moment I came into this world. I've always been rooting for everyone else, but not always for myself. I mean, I am a Cancer Sun, Pisces Moon, hello. But there was still a part of me I tucked away out of my consciousness. Partly because I was weighed down by the shame of my religious upbringing, and because I knew if I let her out, if I acknowledged her, life as I'd known would be turned upside down. Then came Pride of 2018. I was 28, I wasn't out, not even to myself. I was married to a man, and y'all, I truly showed up thinking I was like the best ally. I was clapping, smiling from the curb, cheering everybody on. And then I heard it. The distant rumble that became a full-blown roar. The dykes on bikes. That roar cracked something open in me. They came thundering down the street, leather, chrome, laughter, and freedom. And suddenly I didn't feel like an outsider watching. I felt like someone arriving. And then the tears came. Ugly, ugly tears in the middle of the street. Because for the first time, I wasn't afraid of what it meant to be fully seen. I didn't just see the freedom that day, I felt it. And it felt like me. Not a future version of me, not a quieter, safer, more palatable version, just me. Loud, laughing, radiant, and real. And underneath it all, hope. Not a delicate hope, but a defiant one. The kind that roars, the kind that rides in, unapologetic and says, there's a place for you here. You don't have to shrink to survive, and it's never too late to start living out loud. And that was the moment I stopped holding my breath. And when I finally exhaled, I realized I didn't want to do this life halfway. I wanted to feel joy without permission. I wanted to celebrate myself like I belonged, because I do. And the thing is, I didn't get here alone. None of us do. It was queer community, radiant, proud, loving queer community that held the door open for me, that stood waiting, arms wide on the other side of the fear. It was my chosen family that caught me when my carefully rehearsed coming out speech fell to pieces, and I burst into my parents' living room, finger guns ablazing, saying, "Getting a divorce because I'm gay." So, not my finest moment, but it was a moment of comedy, it was a moment of clarity, and that moment truly changed everything. It was community that again reminded me you don't have to be fearless to be free. And since that day, I've been learning how to keep my cup full. Because it's one thing to come out, but it's another thing entirely to stay out loud, to wake up and to choose yourself again and again, to kiki with the people who get it, to dance at weddings we never thought we'd have, and to hold space for others as they begin their own becoming. And this is what fills our cup. It's not just surviving, it's showing up for joy. And it's not just fighting, it's also feasting. Our community is a wellspring. Our culture, our histories, our stories, our love, these are the rituals that sustain us. So when the world tries to empty you, come back to those who see you. Come back to the softness, the laughter, our lineage. Come back to your cup and to the hope that fills it. And when it's full again, pour it out. Pour it into someone who needs it, into someone who's just arriving, into the future we're all still building. And now, if you'll let me, I'd like to end with a toast. Not the kind with glasses in our hand, but if you do have a glass, please feel free to raise it. So before we speak it, let's breathe it. Let's inhale soft and deep for every version of yourself that brought you to this moment. Hold on to it for just a second, for those whose breath became memory and those whose memory lives within us. And exhale like you're pouring something good into the world, because you are. So here's to the one who came before us, who dared to live out loud so that we could stand here today. To the ones who couldn't be here, whose truth was too dangerous to speak, but who dreamed of this kind of joy and freedom. To the hope that carried us through and the hope that we keep passing forward. To the parts of ourselves that we've reclaimed, the names we've chosen, and the love we no longer have to hide. And to the future that we're still building, one that's bolder, brighter, and more beautifully queer than anything we were taught to expect. So cheers, my loves. We've made it, and we're just getting started, so let's forge our future together.
Thank you so much, Lo, for your wonderful words. Please accept this diploma frame and these flowers as a small token of gratitude. Yay! Thank you.